Yo, it's Will Marcus and Moistany back on the video. Today we're going to be talking about some Black Ops 7. You guys are probably wondering where I've been, and it's been grinding Black Ops 7. So I've started to finally play the game, and I'm having a ton of fun with it. There are some gripes, concerns, and things, but we're going to cover just the multiplayer in this one. I'll do the zombies and campaign and BR and other videos when I put more time into them. So here, let's talk about the multiplayer. I feel like the guns are fun to use. There are not a lot of guns in the game, but they are fun to use. I have enjoyed using the ones that I have used so far. Obviously, I've only got about 2 days played. I haven't touched every gun, but I am Prestige 4 in 2 days played. So I feel like I've been playing a lot, and double XP has helped in that grind. So with that being said, overall, I think the guns are good overall. I don't think anybody who's saying that there's not enough, that's kind of like whatever. I don't think that's a big deal, but I do understand if you think that there are not enough guns in the game. It is like 36 or 40 or something like that, which is the lowest of a COD launch in a long time. So with that being said, there's gun prestiging, so you can prestige your guns. So that is basically you max it out in the levels and you unlock all the attachments and stuff, and then you prestige it and then restart that process again. Then you prestige it a second time, and then you go from level 47 or whatever that level is to 250, and then you unlock a bunch of camos in that process, which a lot of the camos are kind of whatever. And then the max camo for getting it to max level 250, you get a really cool camo. So that's, I mean, if you say it's not worth the grind, then it's not worth the grind. But I do think I've done it once for one gun. It does take quite a lot of time, so I do think it is worth it for a couple of them. You know what I mean? You get some iconic camos like Cherry Blossom from Black Ops 2. You'll get some reactive camos like Aced from, like, it's a natural camo. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I enjoy doing it. I think it's a fun process. That being said, let's talk about the perks. So if you're not running cold-blooded in this game, what are you doing? It's like a crutch perk that you have to run because the AI score streaks are so strong. All of the AI stuff is super strong. So if you don't have cold-blooded, you will die a ton in Black Ops 7 multiplayer. It's insane. So I just want to put that out there. Let's talk about the streaks on top of that. The streaks, overall, I feel like they're good score streaks, right? When we're talking about some of these AI streaks, though, like the skewer is super annoying. It just flies out of nowhere. It's super cheap, too. It's only about 500 points. Same with the sentry is really good, only if you're in a lobby where nobody's using the cold-blooded perk, right? If you're in a lobby where people are using cold-blooded, then the sentry is definitely not quite as good. Watchdog Hilo is also very good, and the dog is very good. DAWG, for anybody wondering, not like an actual canine unit. It's like a robot that's like a dog that goes around the map, absolutely destroying everybody. Same with the HKDS and the Legion. Those streaks that I just named, super strong, right? Almost all of them are really good, but they don't target you if you have cold-blooded on. So it's like a crutch perk that you have to have. So I'm just putting that out there for you guys so you know, you got to run cold-blooded if you're playing BO7. I know a lot of you guys are wondering, like, I will mostly play COD Mobile, so I'm just going to cover this as I go because I've been playing a lot of BO7 and I kind of want to give my thoughts on it. That being said, let's talk about, we have the normal prestige system back, so you hit 10 prestiges and then you go to level 1000 after that. I wish we would have a prestige system in COD Mobile. That would be phenomenal. But we have the leveling system now, but everybody who regularly plays COD Mobile is already leveled out, right? So they should implement a prestige system so there's something else to kind of grind towards. Sorry, I'm still like recovering from a sickness. That being said, let's talk about the career. Career side, which is like your combat record, where you prestige at. There's leaderboards and stuff like that. I think they did a pretty good job of getting that stuff out to you guys. I do find that people hate anytime you have to prestige, whether it's your gun or your overall rank, you have to back out of your lobby. That kind of sucks. I know it's always been that way, but that does suck. Talking about the actual maps. So the maps in the game are, there's some good, there's some great, and then there's some awful, right? And that's kind of how it's always been. But, you know, there was a couple of throwback maps in, like Raid and Standoff. Those are great. Express, those are like iconic maps. I don't think Express is great, but Raid and Standoff are. Some horrible maps like Fate, maybe the worst map I've played in this game by far. I think it's horrible. Why are there portals on the map? I don't understand. Then you have like Colossus, which is massive. I mean, when the back of the map has a back of the map, you know it's big. But Colossus has a back of the map for the back of the map for the back of the map. That's how big some of these maps are. Same with like Retrieval. But like Utopia is a great map. Like I love Utopia. So yeah, there's a few good ones. There's a few bad ones. There's some in the middle. You know what I mean? That's how it's always been. That's likely how it's always going to be. So just kind of putting that out there for the multiplayer. I'm only covering the multiplayer for anybody questioning or concerning or whatever. Modes. There's a lot of party games. The party games are fun, like Snow Fight, just throwing snowballs at people like they're tomahawks. Like it's a lot of fun. Prop Hunt is always like a classic. Gunfight's always fun. One in the Chamber, Sticks and Stones, stuff like that. Those are a lot of fun. Side modes. I feel like out of the regular modes, there aren't a lot. Basically all the basic ones. Face Off, TDM, Dom, Hardpoint, Kill Confirmed, S&D, Free For all your usual stuff. The only one that's not, the only new mode that they actually have in this entire game is Overload, which is basically the new competitive third game mode. If you watch competitive Call of Duty, that's the new competitive game mode. That being said, I do love, like, they did a new version of Hijacked. So Hijacked in COD Mobile was like the normal version. And then they have like Slayjacked, which is like a Christmas themed version. I think that's something we could see brought back to COD Mobile like next year around Christmas time as like a new limited time version of the map. I think a lot of people like that. It's dark and it's very nicely themed. I think it's great. It's a ton of fun to play. That being said, overall, I think the game itself was great. The only problem I feel like I have had is the skill base is too high. The skill based matchmaking is absurd. I'm playing hardcore domination. It feels like COD champs. You know what I mean? Like it's actually insane what some of these lobbies are. And then like, I don't know, after an hour of that, I'll get a lobby where it's like, man, these guys are absolutely horribly, just horrible players. And I'm almost dropping a nuke. You know what I mean? So it's crazy what's going on in this game with the skill based, but that's how it's been the last few years. That's how it'll be going forward, most likely. That being said, I've kind of covered everything of importance. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications if you want to. Be doing this like a series. So I'm out of here. Peace.